Clinton. It's been a while I made videos. I had exams in school, but now I'm back again. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a book website with Django. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm going to show you how this website works. For example, this is a simple website where you can come and view books and download them. So this, let me show you the website works. For example, I'm on my home page, which consists of the recommended books I have for you, the top fiction books and top business books you should read. I also have my book link up here that shows me all the available book I have on my website. I could also search for a particular book. Let's simply say influence. There's a book I have here called influence, so search. Or you can see I have two books here that has the word influence in them, how to influence and influence people, and the book called influence. Understand? So for now, Leo is currently logged into the site. So let me log out Leo. So just log out Leo. Okay, nice. Leo is logged out already. So I have different genres. So click on the fiction genre. You can see these are the fiction books. Click on self-help biography. You see so and so on and so forth. And before you can view the detail page of a particular book, you must be logged into the site. And before you can be logged in, you need to sign up. For example, let me click on Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. You can see nobody is logged in. So for you to be logged, for you to get logged in, you must have signed up first. You must have registered to the site first. So click on the register button on the register link. So create an account. Just say, let's say Tiago, let's say Tiago at gmail.com. Put in a password. Put in a password. Make sure the password are the same. So register. What does it say? The password is too common. Okay, so put in something stronger. Okay, try again. So register. Nice. So come over here and put in the username called Tiago. Okay, put in the password. So login. Okay, now Tiago is logged into the site. So now I can view the detailed view of a particular book. For example, I could just say click on Born a Crime. So you can see this is the detailed view of Born a Crime. You can see the title of the book, the author, the summary of the book is also here. I also have the download button to download this book to my computer, and I also have similar books to Born a Crime over here. Understand? So you can download this, but just click on download. You can see it has been downloaded over. You can see Born a Crime is downloading. That's nice. Okay, we can, as I said earlier, so this is a basic book website with Django. For now, this book is still in its basic form. As time goes on, I'm going to add in more features to the site. And these books and the books I have on this site, they are mainly in PDF form. As I said earlier, as time goes, I'm going to add more features. First of all, I'm going to add a feature in future whereby you're going to preview the book before downloading. You need to preview the book before downloading. I'm also going to add up a feature whereby users can upload books. You can see there's an upload link here. I'm going to add up a feature. I'm going to add up a feature that's going to make sure that users can upload books to the site. And I'm going to also make sure that we have different formats of book, not just PDF books. We have different formats. We have the EPUB and other formats of books. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to build a simple book website like this with Django. So to follow along in this fun series on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to show me some love, please share this video and smash the like button. Without further ado, we are getting started right now. Editor opened. So now you could either run this code, this command I want to run. You could either run them on your command prompt or the terminal in your text editor. So I'm going to use the terminal on my text editor. Just click on terminal, new terminal. Okay, new terminal. Okay, I have my new terminal is coming up. Okay, I have my new terminal here. Before you can follow along in this project, you need to make sure you have Python installed. After if you have Python installed, you must also make sure you have Django installed on your computer. You could just simply run pip install Django. You could just simply run pip install Django on your computer to get Django installed after installing Python. But for me, I already have Django installed on my computer. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go into my desktop folder. I'm gonna say CD desktop. After I've done that, I'm gonna say Django admin start project. I'm gonna call this book book site. Book site. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this book site folder. I'm gonna say CD book site. Enter. Yep. So I'm inside the book site folder and I'm gonna run a simple command. I'm gonna say Python manage a spy run server. Just simply say 8008. I could have simply said Python manage a spy run server. I have a different project running on the default port, which is 8000. I have a project running on the default port, so that's why I have to specify a new port 8008. So it's enter. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, now our Django site is running perfectly. You can see we have the ports, we have the URL here. Our Django site is running perfectly. So now we need to open this directory we created called book site. Come down to your VS Code, just say open folder. Open folder. You know it is saved in our desktop. Open folder. Now click on your desktop. So I called it book site. Here it is. So select folder. So it's loading. It's coming up. Okay, yeah, the book site is up now. You can see here's the book site folder. We have the default Django configuration files in them. Yeah. So now this is the book. This is the Django project called book site. So we need to create an app. We need to create an app for this book site project. We just simply say just I'm gonna run a command now. I'm gonna create an app. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, I'm gonna say Python manage a spy start app I'm gonna say book app. You could call this you can call this directory any name you like. I'm gonna call my book app. So enter. This is coming. It's loading. Okay. If you watch clearly, we have the book app already. Now you can see the book app. And first of all, when you create a new app in Django, you must make sure it is registered in the settings.py. So the settings.py is inside our Django project. This is the book site. So open the folder called book site. So open settings.py. Okay, you're gonna look for installed apps. Yeah, here's this. Here are the installed apps. So I'm gonna minimize this a bit. So I passed the installed apps. Okay, put it in here. Gonna call it. Gonna call it. So app now is now part of the installed apps. So save your work. Okay, after we've done this now, we're gonna work with our models. Our models, this model the spy helps us to create items. We're gonna send to the database. Helps us to create items, we'll send them to the database. So now let's let's write up some models for our project. So get down to the book app and open models of spy. Yeah, models of spy is currently opened. going to write up some models for our book categories. For example, these the categories which are the fiction, biography, going else. We need to write up some models for the book categories. Instead, I'm going to say class. I'm going to say category. Category. So I'm going to subclass of models dot model. I'm going to say models dot model. Yep. So after I've done that now, I'm going to give this category class an attribute. When we say name of our category should be equal to models dot charfeed. I'm going to give it categories as the first one. Categories. Yep. I'm going to simply say now max length should be 50, and that's all for that. So I'm going to also put a slug for this category. I'm going to say models dot slug field dot slug field. I'm going to simply say max length should be also equal to 50. Yep. So we are done now with the categories. So I'm going to also create up a human readable string. I'm going to say str. I'm going to simply say self. I'm going to say return self dot name. Yep. So we have written the models for the category, whereby you can see the model. Now we have the names. This name attribute I declared over here represent individual names like the biography, the self-help, fiction. Understand? So let's go straight down and create our book model. So we're gonna say class. We're gonna say class book should be. So we're gonna say models dot model. For example, if you look closely here in our book, we have the image, we also have the title of the book, the author, the summary, we have some things attached to it. So start, and I'm going to say title, the book title. I'm going to simply say models dot character field. I'm going to say max length should be equal to 100. So I'm going to create for the image, for the cover image, this particular image you see here. So I'm going to say cover image should be cover image. Okay, image should be equal to models dot image field. I'm gonna say upload to should be equal to img. Okay, I'm gonna simply say blank should be equal to true, and null should be equal to true. That means if I didn't add any image, there will be no problem. If I didn't add any image, if I didn't add any image for a particular book, there will be no problem in the database. So now I'm gonna add what else. I'm gonna say author. I'm gonna simply say author should be equal to models dot character field. I'm gonna say max length. Oh, I'm gonna say max length. Say for this, that's so they're gonna say max length should be equal to, that's too big, sorry. Max length should be equal to, let's say, oh, max length should be equal to 50. After I've done that, now we need to also work on the summary, the book summary. I'm gonna say equal to, I'm gonna say models dot text field dot text field. Yep, simple. Now we are gonna assign our general. I'm gonna say general should be equal to, I'm gonna simply say category rather. Category should be equal to. Okay, now this category field is this category attribute is gonna have a many to many field. So let's see this way. You can see a book a, for example, a book category, for example, let's say fiction, can have many books under it, and a particular book can fall under different categories. For example, let's say Rich Dad Poor Dad is a book. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad can fall into the self-help category, and it can also fall into the stock book category. It can fall on stock. It can also fall on self-help. It can fall on finance, on financial category. You can see the book falls on different category, and that same category can also hold many books under it. So you're going to use, for the category, you're going to use the many to many field, whereby we're going to link back to this model we have here. So now let's do that. So we're going to say category should be equal to models dot many to many field. We're going to simply say category. We're going to link it back to category. We're going to say category. Yes. After I've done that, we're going to simply say now related name should be equal to books. This related name is this category. As I said, we just linked back to this category we have here. So as I said earlier, this related name now is it enables this category model to access the items in the book model. We could simply say category.books.title. We are able to access the items in this book model from the category model. You understand? So now you still have more attributes to add to this project. For example, let's go check now. So we need to add some boolean fields to our project. We need to add some boolean fields. So I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, load up, load up, load. Okay, you can see this boolean field. I'm going to add some fields for recommended books, fiction, and business books. So let's go do that now. So I'm going to say, before I add those fields, I need to add up the actual book file itself. I'm going to say PDF should be equal to models.file field dot file field. I'm going to say upload to, let's say PDF. Okay, that's it. Now after that, I'm gonna add, as I said, I'm gonna add some boolean fields for recommended books. I'm gonna say recommended books should be equal to models that's boolean field. I'm gonna say default should be equal to false. Default should be false. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the same thing for, I'm gonna just copy this, Ctrl V, and do that for fiction books. So I'm going to do something for business books. Business books now. So we have 9 attributes now. Okay, it is remaining one more attribute. I need to add the slug attribute to this book. So I'm just add after the title. I'm gonna call this slug attribute. I'm gonna say slug is equal to models the slug field. I'm gonna simply say max length should be equal to 100. Yes. So we are through with this now. So what is left for us to do is to make migrations, to migrate these items to our database. But before I do that, I'm going to add some configurations to my urls.py. Yes, and also to the settings.py for the cover image and the PDF file. Yes, we need to add some configurations for this to work properly. Yes, so come down to the settings.py. So we're gonna come down to Control N. Yeah, we're gonna say media. I'm gonna say media URL should be equal to, simply say slash media slash. I'm gonna put in media root. Media root should be equal to, let's say base there after doing this, we need to go down to our to urls.py, the Django project urls.py, which is inside the book site. So urls.py. So we need to simply say URL patterns, URL patterns plus equal to this. So we're gonna say URL pattern should be plus equal to static, gonna say, oh no, static, gonna say settings dots media URL, comma, I'm gonna say document roots should be equal to settings.media roots, setting rather dot media roots, not settings, rather settings. So we're gonna import settings. Yep, so this is what we need to add for this to work. So we need to do some importation. We're gonna import setting and static. Yep, so now we need to import the static and the setting. So we're gonna say from Django.conf import setting. Yep, so after we've done that, we're gonna import static. We're gonna say from Django.conf dot urls dot static. Oh, I made a mistake. It should not be conf. It's just a no x attached to it. Okay, that's from Django.conf dot url dot static imports static. Yes, so before we save our work, let's go to okay. It should be document root. And mind you, what I added, the configuration I added now is for the image attributes and models for us to be able to display images. For us to be able to display images on our template, we need to put those configuration in our URL and also in our settings.py, the media configuration we have here. You understand? So now I think we can now freely run our migrations now. So come down to the I think we can run our migrations now. So just save your work. Yes. Before we save, we're gonna also put down this, copy this, Ctrl C and paste. So we're gonna say return self.title. So save. So now we're gonna run our migrations now. Yep, we're gonna say Python manage .py make migrations. So migration is going to take place very soon. So it's clicking some. Since there's a mistake from somewhere, from here it says cannot import name setting from Django.conf. But I made a mistake also. Come down to urls.py. It is called settings and not setting. You need to add x behind. Do the same thing, settings and not setting. So add that there. So save your work and run migration again. Python manage spy make migrations. Okay, the migration has been made, so we need to migrate these items to our database. We're going to say Python manage spy migrates. Okay, the migration is taking place. Okay, yes. Now we need to create a super user so we can access these models we created in our database. We need to like add a super user. So I'm going to run a command called Python manage spy create create oh, create super user. So I'm gonna just give super user. I'm gonna say book admin. Just say book admin. I could just give them. I could just put the random. I could just say John. Okay, enter. Enter. Put a password. Enter. Enter. Yes. Now you can see super user created successfully. That's nice. We can. I think now we can run our server Python manage. That's by run server 8008. Okay, enter. Okay, come down to the browser, create a new tab. Let's say one. Okay, change that to 80. Change that to 8. Enter. Okay, let's see what it gives us. Oh, there's a problem. Okay, nevertheless, let's go down to our admin. Let's say admin slash admin, so you can add up our items to the database. So just slash admin. Okay, the username is John. I give it the password 12 login. Okay, here we are in the admin section of our project. We are now in the admin section. But now we can't find our models we created, the category and the book models. Because we've not registered those models in our admins.py file. So let's go register them now. Now let's add the models to let's add them to the admin.py file. So come down to your project code. So the admin.py file is inside the book app directory. So open the admin.py file. So you're gonna simply say we're gonna import those models. Gonna say from that's models import. Gonna say category and book. Okay, now we're gonna register those models. Gonna say admin.site dot register admin.site dot register. We'll say category, register category. Okay, now just and paste register book also. Admin.site register. We'll say book. I think that's all for now. So let's save. Let's go down to the so refresh the page. Okay, now we have our book and the categories. That's nice. Okay, so after we've done this now, so come down here, click on the books. Let's add some categories. So let's add some categories. So add category. Click on the add category. So we can add categories, and they are we can add some categories like the biography, fiction, self-help books, and so much, and so on and so forth. So I want to add a configuration whereby as I'm typing in my categories, the slug automatically refills as I keep typing in the categories. So I'm going to go down to my admin.py. going to I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to say class. I'm going to say category. I'm going to say category admin. So we're going to inherit. We're going to subclass from admin dot model admin. We're going to simply say the populated field should be. We're going to be equal to. I'm going to say slug, and slug going to be equal to the title. Title. Yep. So save your work. So we're gonna register the category admin class. We're gonna register it over here, category admin. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the same thing for the book. For the book model, Ctrl C. paste here and change this to book model book. So this should not be titled, so it should be called something else. So let's check what it's called. It should be called something else and not title. From the model.py, it has an attribute called name, not title. So come down to the admin.py, change this to name. So name. Okay, this should be title from the book. It's titled. So I'm gonna just register it over here. Simply say book admin. Book admin. So save your work. Okay. Now refresh the page. So let's add a category. Let's simply say self help. Self help. Help. Because it has been added, it was added automatically. So let's add another. I'm gonna simply say biography. This is I keep typing biography. You see, it's been added. It's been added. So see if we can add. We want to add more categories. So I'm gonna call this fiction. I don't know. Okay, fiction. See, watch now. It's been added. So now I'm gonna pause this video and add up the remaining categories. You can see I'm doing them. I'm adding up the categories for the book side. So we need to add up the book itself, the book cover image, the book file, the book title, the summary, and the other attributes for the book model. So we're gonna add up some book items now. So click on the book model. You see here, click on it. So now add book. So we're gonna add up the title of our book, put up a cover image, the author summary, and pick a category for the book we had in. Understand? So now let's do that. Okay, so now I'm gonna add about 2 or 3 books on in this video, and you add remaining yourself. You understand? So let's do that now. So I'm gonna pick up a book title from here. So these are my book files. So I'm gonna pick up a book title starting from Americana. So put the book over here, Americana. You can see as I put on the title, it automatically fills up the slug field. So that was why I asked. This happened because of the populated field I added in the admin. In the admin.py file, this field, this populated field makes that occur. So let's keep adding some articles. So I'm gonna browse the cover image. So let's browse a cover image from Americana. So here am I. Okay, I'm gonna get one. Okay, I have here the cover image. So open. So I'm gonna put an author, which is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So now we're gonna put in the summary. I have my Microsoft Word where I downloaded some summaries of the book. So I'm gonna simply search for Americana. Americana. Okay, yeah, it's here. So copy all the summary. You can just see. This might look a bit tedious, but never mind. With time, you could be able to add up to 100 books. Just if you can add like 10 each day. So now we're going to add a category. So for Americana is a fiction. So just click on fiction. If you intend to add more than a single category, you can see here just how to hold down control and pick something else. So for now, we are okay with fiction. So we're gonna browse the PDF file itself. So that should be in my desktop, most street books, and there's the PDF file Americana. So open. Okay. So as I said, yeah, these recommended books, fiction books, and business books are what I have here on the home screen. Recommended books, top fiction, and top business books. You can see Americana is on the top fiction book. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to click on this on the fiction books. So it has been made true. It's been on click is it's been on click is false. So now, as I said, with the Boolean field from here, as I said here, the Boolean field are declared in the model. You see now, you can see the fiction books models of Boolean field default is equal to false. You can see they are all made false by default. But now Americana is part of the fiction books. So when I'm going to make a query to query all the books that has a true in the fiction books, Americana is going to be part of it. It's going to be one of them. So I think we are done with adding up items for the first book. So I think you can save and add another. Click on save and add another. Okay, we've been able to add Americana to the database. Now I want to add another book. So I'm going to add this book with you, and I'm going to pause video and add up more books for you. Okay, now let's pick up something else. So let's say, okay, we have Arrow of God by Chinua Achebe. So let's put it up, Arrow of God. So now I'm gonna browse cover image for this book. Okay, I'm gonna browse the cover image. Arrow of God. Arrow of God. Okay, here's the cover image. Click open. So I'm gonna add the author Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe. The book summary. Get down to Microsoft Word where I saved some of them. So I'm gonna find Arrow. Okay, here it is. So just copy this. Just see. And paste in the field. Control V. So we're gonna pick up a categories under the fiction. Yeah. So we're gonna pick up the browse the PDF. So it should be my most read books. Arrow of God. So open. So I'm not gonna pick up. It's not gonna be part of my recommended fiction books. So I'm not gonna click any of these instead. So I'm gonna save and add another. Okay, now we've been able to add two books now. So I'm gonna pause this video and add up more books for you. So just watch out for that now. Okay, I've been able to add about 11 books to the database. We have 11 books now in the database. So now I'm going to create a view and make sure it is mapped to a URL before we call this a chapter, before we through this particular section of the video. So I'm going to create a view and map it to a URL. So let's go do that right now. So get onto here. So I'm going to open views.py in my book app directory. So views.py. Okay, here it is. Now so I'm going to create a view. I'm going to say dev. Say dev home. This is our home page view. And the views helps to collect items from our database and add this context to a template instance. So in this view, we're going to collect some items from our database, and those items we passed to a template in instance. So let's call the function. We're going to put in a request. So I'm going to simply say return render. I'm going to say request, and the name of our HTML file. I'm going to put this home.html and simply put in a context. Yes. And now I think it is saved now. So I'm going to create a URL mapping for this particular view. So in our book app, there's no we need to have a file called urls.py, but there is none available yet. So we're going to create one. So let's say urls.py. Yes. Okay. Now, so we're gonna do some imports. You're gonna say from Django.urls, Django.urls imports paths. I'm gonna also import from dot views from dot imports views. So we're gonna declare a variable called url patterns configure a URL for our home page view, which is this. So come over here, I'm gonna say paths, I'm gonna just say path and put home. So home. So I'm gonna say views views dot home. I'm gonna put in a dynamic URL. I'm gonna say name should be equal to home. So as we go further into the video, I'm gonna explain what this name argument does. I'm going to explain what it does now. So you have been able to add a URL, you have been able to configure a URL for our home page view. But mind you, Django does not know about this URL, the spy file. Django does not know about it. So we need to make sure Django knows about this URLs, the spy file in our book app directory. So how do we do that now? We're going to go down to the project URL, the spy file, the project one. So this book site is the project, Django project. So you're going to open the URLs of spy file there. Okay, now we're going to add up a part. I'm going to say parts. I'm going to say book. I'm just say, okay, just say book slash comma. I'm going to say include. I'm going to say book app plus URLs. Yes, we're going to import book app. We're going to import it from this part. We're going to import it. I'm going to say include. Yes, now so Django knows about our book app.urls file. Yes, so before we're able to access any view, any page on this website, that website must have a prefix of book or book here slash. Okay, it must have a prefix of book here slash what we had in the book app.urls file. It's gonna be book slash home for us to visit our home page. So they're gonna be book slash home for us to visit this particular home page. So let's create a simple template, an HTML home.html template. So inside our book app, we're going to create a folder called template. Yes, so inside this template, we're going to create a file called book.html. We're going to say book.html. So in that book.html, I'm going to simply put in an h1. I'm going to say welcome to this tutorial. To save. So now we're going to go down to our browser now and get down to that view. You're going to say 12 slash, we are using 8008 ports slash, so book slash home. So enter. Let's see. This is page not found. As you can see here, we have an error 44 saying page not found. So let's go check what the problem is. So we're gonna come down here. Okay, you can see in this URL, I need to put a slash in front of book. If you do not put a slash here, if you don't want to put a slash in front of book, you can also come down over here and add the slash in front of home. You understand? But I think the best option is to add the slash in front of the prefix. This prefix URL here, just add up the slash in front. So save your work and let's see now. So refresh the page. Oh, it says template does not exist at home.html. It says our template does not exist. Why does it not exist? So from our views, I said home.html. So let's do it. Oh, I created book.html should be home. So I'm going to simply rename that to home.html. So enter, that's it. Okay, so come down again to the page and refresh. Okay, you see our view is not properly linked up to a URL. So I think we are done with this. We are done with the part 1 section of this tutorial. We are done with it. So in the part 2, we're going to work on the list view and the detail view of our book site. So see you in the next video.